Poor people. They ain't
We are the Great Unwashed.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Great Unwashed, a podcast for the 99%. I am your host, Ian Mack. Today's quote comes from Guy Laliberte. Life is full of adventure. There's no such thing as a clear pathway. My guest, entertainer extraordinaire, engineer, rocket scientist, soldier of joy in a world on fire, Daisy Pardo.
Hello there. I was not expecting that
Hi.
beautiful intro.
Yeah, you're welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I am so grateful to be here. I'm just content.
That's great. So, Daisy's One World.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Daisy's One World.
Shout out.
Collaborative entertainment. I kind of want to do that again. Daisy's One World. Oh gosh, that's way too sexy sounding. So that's the thing. So Daisy's One World is like a unity brand. It's a wholesome, like all-inclusive, like inclusive type of brand. And with that comes the like need to have to keep it clean cut. So I often have to make sure that I keep that separation of like clean cut, family friendly. I don't want any parents getting like offended because, you know, I perform at their kids' parties and stuff. And, you know, like I have to be very careful on like where the borderlines are between the mainstream comfortability and like my crazy ass boundaries on the other side of like open sexuality and the sexy side. So I have to be like, Daisy's One World. Collaborative entertainment. But I wanna make like a dancing flower. And she's going to be like, Daisy's One World. 70s, like roller skate, disco babe.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I like pinup more for the adult brand side.
Yeah, that's cool. So you've got an interesting background. You were in the Army?
Yes, I was for a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got out. I finished my contract and I was like, peace. I totally just hit the mic.
Yeah, the sound you just heard was the sound of Daisy chucking the deuce.
Yes.
You were also an engineer.
Yes. I'm an engineer because I worked as an engineer and I managed engineers, but I'm not a college graduate. I didn't get a degree anywhere. I went straight from the military to the working force and clawed my way up. And yeah, I was having to manage people that were far more qualified, but I did the thing. It was really fun. I have no regrets. That shit was dope.
So where were you an engineer?
So I started off as a receiver at, I don't think I should say companies, but at a more of an aerospace distribution company, fucking scanning boxes for like, huh? I don't think I should. I mean, I did have to sign some shit. I did have to like
NDAs and
I
all
was,
that?
you know, top secret clearance. Like, yeah, I come from a very strict, structured, masculine background, which, you know, in turns had to have me hiding for a hot minute. I had to be a chameleon for a very, very long time. And now I'm a chameleon for a living, nice. Except for fun stuff.
That's interesting.
But yeah, I started off just scanning boxes, inspecting, then receiving inspection, which was inspecting paperwork, then inspecting parts. Then I went from inspecting parts to being asked by one of my former, I guess, bosses, like, hey, can you send me your resume? I heard you just got back. I had just gotten back from advanced individual training. And I was like, yeah. He goes, send me your resume. I said, cool. He goes, we're looking for a quality engineer. I was like, fucking bet. I just want the title. Give me that title. How much are you paying me? Oh, some bullshit? I don't give a fuck. Give me that title. And after that, I just kept working my way up. So I went from quality engineer to manufacturing engineer to engineering lead to engineering assistant lead. So not assistant lead. It's like I was number 2 to the engineering director. So kind of like, I guess the managers. Yeah, I guess I was like the middle manager. Managed everybody's like workload and like what they should do. Answered all the questions that filtered out the bullshit. You know, sometimes people have really like obvious ass questions like, oh, what do we do with this? And it's like, dude, there's a note right here on the blueprint. Follow this. Oh shit, I didn't see it. Yeah. Run along. Leave my engineers alone.
Yeah.
And like, you know, oh, program managers, when's my part? Where's my part? Where's my part? And I'm like, all right, sit your ass down. You see this log? It'll be done in 2 days. Do not bother my engineers. Fuck off. I was a filter.
So you were the gatekeeper.
Yes.
Yeah. So you were in this sort of leadership, nurturing role at your other company. And now, fast forward, you're in the same sort of nurturing, sort of almost motherly role for this dance team that you've created.
Yeah, I think I needed to be ready to be able to do what I'm doing now. There's no way I would have done it at 20 or at 18 or at 25. I had to be ready. And I had to save up a lot of fucking money because this world is not built for us to win.
Nah, I agree 100%.
You have to like be really fucking strategic.
Dig deep.
Like you gotta save up. You gotta keep your eye on the fucking ball. You can't be getting distracted. And when you see the distractions coming, ask them to dissolve themselves because you can't throw it under the rug. You can't, you know, like zoom past it. You have to stare it down and let it know, I see you. You're a distraction. This is my goal.
Get the fuck out of my
Fuck
face.
off.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are in control of your own mind, your own thoughts. And I feel like a lot of luck, a lot of the universe forcing / pushing me towards this direction has led to the ability to say, you know what, I'm ready to jump ship.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep doing this corporate bullshit. I don't want to keep doing this manager bullshit. Like I was being forced to lead in a way that I don't like leading. I'm not the type of leader that likes to write people up and babysit their fucking time clock and things like that. Like,
Yeah.
and when people are on disability, they're on disability, bro. Like,
Yeah.
why the fuck are we living in this country if we're not being taken care of when we're like down in the ruts? And
Yeah. I get that, dude.
the corporate manager side of things really turned me off. Like I was just like, I am fucking sick of feeling like I'm going to war every morning.
Yeah.
We literally had a meeting at 8 a.m. every morning, which was meant for us to look at the matrices from the day after and the projected goals and all that. And it's like, dude. And I was being forced to ask my people to report on themselves, which is counter motherfucking energy.
Yeah.
Because the same amount it takes to write down a report, you could be actually working, doing your project and calling it a day. So I was just fucking sick of it. And by the end of it, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I think I can build a company doing whatever the fuck I want. And by then, I had already been belly dancing for a while. And I was just like, okay, belly dancing and, fire performing was something that came into my life by pure chance.
Yeah. I've seen you. I think I've seen you doing some fire performances somewhere. It was either social media or it might have been live.
Yeah. All over
You
the
shipping
place.
and receiving back in the day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, did you
Okay.
come to Fire Beats?
I think so. Yes, I did.
That's my event. That's my me and my partner.
I think that was like the
event.
first one.
The very
I might have
first
been-
one was Fempire.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I think when I was working at the Fort Worth Weekly, I think we spoke via email or possibly something.
I think I remember that. Wait, no, it must have been Tina.
Was it Tina?
Yes, she's the co-producer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe that's what it was. Now it's all coming back to me now. That's crazy.
Crazy.
It's crazy. It's all coming back around, man. That's how
Yeah.
time is a flat circle, I believe.
What do you mean by that?
It means that everything that has happened has already happened, and everything that will ever happen, I don't know. I don't know exactly what that means. What does that mean, Sam? Nope. Okay. I got nothing.
Perhaps it's like the program of the Matrix, how it's on loop.
Do you believe that we're in a simulation?
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes I do too. It's
Yeah.
weird. So do you do like?
And I'm like, fuck it. I like this
manifesting and shit?
simulation. This is great.
Are you into manifesting?
Hell yeah.
All right. What's like? How do you? What's your kind of routine? How do you manifest? What's that?
Keep
look
your
like?
eye. I said it earlier. Yeah.
Keep your eye on the ball.
You keep your eye on the goal.
On the prize. Yeah.
And when you are having intentional breathing, have gratitude in your heart and keep your eye on the ball.
Yeah, love that.
If you don't have appreciation for where you're at and what you're doing, then you're not learning anything in this life. And if this is a simulation, I'm like, hey, let's make this simulation like the bomb fucking diggity. I'm cool with it. It's not like I can just teleport my ass out of here. We're in here. Whatever, dude.
So I did look up that quote. That's Nietzsche, dude. Everything we have done or will do, we will do over and over and over again forever. That's basically what I said. So I think that kind of leads us into talking about reinvention and like reinventing yourself and constantly being in a change state.
Yeah.
Shedding, being
constantly
able to adapt.
shedding, adapting.
Shedding what?
Shedding egoic attachments. Shedding ideas that you had adopted. Shedding your idea of what you think people think of you. And just be.
Yeah. Just exist.
Yeah. And with like DOW, it's almost as if I'm trying to create. No, I'm not trying. I am creating a formula for how humans can live to their full potential in harmony as groups, because we evolved as groups, and that is part of our strengths. Individuality is all bullshit. all this like independence, land of the free bullshit. It's all programmed bullshit. And essentially, if you show people who they are and what their true powers and potentials are, whether we are in a matrix or not, whether the universe or spirituality is all interconnected, which I think it is, we are all seeing and feeling the same thing. We're just calling it and interpreting it differently, and that's okay. But that doesn't mean we have permission to treat each other wrongly. We need like a law of unity amongst all humanity. And like when it comes really down to it, what do we all want?
Joy,
Love,
Fulfillment of some sort.
fulfillment.
acceptance, no matter what we are or how we feel.
Validation. I'm a comedian, dude.
Yeah.
I seek your approval. Sometimes.
You've got it, says the universe.
Yeah, love it.
It's always been in you. And it's like with DOW, we're creating movement as a way of exchanging energy from human to human and figuring out how to exist in this world with some economic sustainability to continue spreading the awareness. When somebody sees art or hears yo-yo beats or feels thumping in the bass in their chest, that's them waking up
Mhm.
and going deeper at the same time.
Vibing.
That vibe. Vibes.
Yeah. I am loving this conversation right now. We're going to take a quick break for a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Today's episode is brought to you by Room Temperature Pizza. Do you like hot pizza, but like it a little bit better when you leave it out a little longer? Room Temperature Pizza. Get some today. And check out Ian Mack live in Oklahoma City at the Enclave Convention Center, March 14th. And March 15th in Tyler, Texas at Rose City Theater. Tell that to Native Americans. Jesus Christ. Oh, hey. Are we recording? Sorry. Welcome back to Great Unwashed. So we were kind of leading our conversation into some of your inspirations for what you do now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I grew up very inspired. A lot of times it was just a beat that would just get me going. My mom, I think, is one of the main people that has always been in my corner. She's like my cheerleader. She has this nickname for me. I grew up speaking Spanish. Spanish was my first language. And she would say, "Tú eres una águila sin límite." And she would say that, saying I was like a eagle with a limitless wingspan, because
cool.
whatever I like wanted to do, I just do. And just having that support and that like cheerleader by my side. I think the first and foremost thing that you have to have in order to get what you want out of life is taking every experience, whether it be good or bad, and having it serve you. Don't allow it to control you. It should serve you. So flip it however you need to flip it. My mom, like I said, the first thing you need is that like warrior sense of like self and who you want to be, how you want your life to be. Always ask yourself, if I could just have whatever life I wanted, what would it look like? You need to ask yourself that a lot. And when you do know what it looks like, lock it in.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
What are some of your locking it in? Would you say that's like setting your goals and setting your sights on something and just going forward and achieving? What's on the horizon for you?
So like, what I was saying about my mom with the locking it in, she had a really rough life growing up and still managed to always have us looking clean cut. Like, we would go thrift shopping and we were very, very thrifty. We had, our moments of just having to find aluminum cans to go and get paid by recycling them. And just seeing that no matter where you're at in life, there's always something you can do. And my mom showed me that a lot. So whenever you ask, what inspired me to be where we are, as far as like in life in general, I would say my mom has a huge influence on that, because of her way of just never giving up. I never saw her like sit on her ass and be like, you know what, I give up. I give up on life. I've never seen her veg out for longer than like 5 hours. She's always been on the go.
Yeah.
And
dude, I feel that.
yeah.
Yeah. So so is your mom, is she still around?
Yes.
Okay.
Thankfully, thanks to the universe, she absolutely is. She got cancer when I was 8 years old.
Wow.
And they gave her 9 months to live.
She beat that shit.
Yeah, so the Western medicine had her on chemotherapy, radiation. We were always in and out of the hospital. I learned how to drive when I was 9 because my older brother was unreliable and my dad was unreliable. So the responsibility was on me. So yeah, I would put my little cushion up there and drive if I needed to drive.
Wow.
Before I hit double digits.
So that explains a lot, though. I mean, think about that in regards to now you're always at the helm. You kind of been that way since you were 9. It kind of leads into your work experience. How quickly you just climbed your way, blasted to the top, because people need somebody to fucking take care of them and tell them what to do and step up and make the hard decisions, whatever. That's you.
And now I'm learning to let go. Now I'm on a journey of learning how to develop the next leaders to take the helm.
So you don't have to do it anymore, dude. It's gotta be tiring.
Like I said, I've been at this since I was 8.
Yeah.
And I mean, even before that, life was crazy because I grew up with like a not so great dad, which luckily my parents got divorced by the time I was like 10 or 11. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But I couldn't have been more relieved. I was like, fuck yeah, peace out. Bye.
You're like, I got mom.
Yeah,
Peace.
I was, and my mom, was dying, and his family, I never met my mom's family growing up. And instead of like being supportive, people were having conversations of like, where are the kids gonna go? Like, they were already planning for my mom's death.
Departure, yeah.
And I remember being like, fuck you guys. Like, I don't need anybody. Me and my little brother, I'll take care of him. Like, I'm ready to like be a parent to him if I have to.
Right.
But I don't need any of you guys to like feel forced to take us in, because it really did feel that way.
Right. So with that responsibility of, with all that responsibility of taking care of your family and all that stuff, like, you somehow came out of it with just this this positive attitude that could get lost a lot of times with people that are, thrust into a situation where you have to like take control. It becomes very kind of logical and methodical, but it seems like you have a pretty good balance of logical versus, um, playfulness, I guess, right? Spreading joy,
Playfulness, yeah.
entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, coming from such a from the traumas and the growing up so quickly at such a young age, and having to work hard and literally pay bills since I started paying bills when I was 15 with a fake ID saying that I was 21
To pay bills?
to be able to work.
Yeah, dude.
And
That's rad.
I used to have to walk to work.
Yeah.
I was like this young girl walking to work. Sometimes my school bus would drop me off around the corner, and I'd have to go behind the dumpster, drop off my backpack from middle school, and work my way to work. And I became shift manager in like no time. It was crazy. So then I started managing like full grown people. And I was 15.
Full grown people.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And some nights, like my boss at the time was like, we developed a bond. Like I thought he was a hard worker. He was cool. And sometimes he'd be like, hey, you want to like sit back and have a beer with me? Because we had alcohol there in a like kind way. And I remember being like, oh, fuck, I have to drink because he's going to like be on to me that I'm not 21. So I would like fake drink. That's when my fake drinking started.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how did you do it? Like, how did you fake drink?
So I would take sips in front of him, and then I'd go to the back and fucking pour it down the sink and come back with like, and I'd hold it strategically to where you can't really see the line. And then I'd sit down and like pretend to drink. I think that's where miming started too, because I'm a mime now. I was literally like, oh, like you gotta sell it.
Yeah. Jeez, that's great.
But
so everything's led you to this point.
Yeah. So from all that responsibility, you had to putting on faces.
Yeah, you had to be an actress.
Yeah,
you had to become another person.
Chameleon.
Chameleon. That's
continuously like refer back to the chameleon. That's why I have no tattoos. I have one belly button piercing, and that's about as crazy as I've gotten, because being able to be a chameleon and talk to people of all walks of life and walk into a room, as long as you know what to dress like, you should be able to connect with another human. For me, I recognized that I'm not the smartest, I'm not the brightest, I'm not the fastest, I'm not the like coolest, the best spoken. But if I surround myself by intelligent people, some of that rubs off on me. Surround myself with types of like cultures and people's abilities. I'm a sapiosexual. So like I get really excited by intelligence, and like I'm also pansexual. So I get really excited by the person for who they are as a soul, as a personality, as a being. I look past the shell, I look past, everything, and I just like love to hone in on the core. Well, you can't do that if you look extremely different or extremely like, with a teardrop on my face tattoo. Like you can't fully connect with somebody. You automatically put another barrier. There's already enough barriers. There's already enough separation. I don't want to separate. I want to be able to like,
I want to integrate,
connect. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not that I'm against tattoos.
Okay.
Not at all.
I don't have any.
There's some really.
Yeah, I don't have any either.
Oh, wow. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, all three of us
Yeah.
walk the gray line.
Yeah.
When if we're talking about like some of our guns. Oh shit, I said it.
We're in Texas. We got guns.
Lefties.
Deal with it.
I'm on your side,
Yeah.
but also in the middle.
Yeah.
Meet me in the middle. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but so I can, I mean, I can totally, I don't know. It rings true with me, the chameleon vibe, because I feel like I've always been able to sort of interweave within different, circles of, groups and circles of people. Like I feel like I kind of blend well, or just am able to kind of move through those types of things. I was arrested with weed at school when I was like 14 years old.
Yeah, that was around my rebel years too.
Yeah, and so I went into an alternative education,
Same.
right? Like immediately, and then came back like the next semester, and all the dudes that I was basically tutoring in alternative education, they all got out because they all got straight A's, and they went to everybody that they knew, and they got me voted in as class president.
Whoa.
And so like I had all these cholo dudes that were just like, vote for the white boy.
Oh yes.
And yeah, so and that happened for like 3 more
White
years.
boy for president.
Yeah, that's it. And it happened.
That's wild.
I don't know why, but it did. And yeah, that kind of
What school was that?
that was way down in South Texas near Corpus Christi. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're
small
a
town.
border kid.
Yeah,
Dang.
we're
So
pretty
it
close, yeah.
definitely had to chameleon for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Not too hard though, because then,
Yeah.
La Migra and all that.
Yeah, let me get a. Yeah, they don't want me.
Come get him.
Yeah. Can't you tell where this mustache comes from?
What is that animated creature
It looks like my
say?
friend Tio from when we were 12.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So did you get to experience like holidays down there? Did you do Dia de los Muertos? Like how do they do it
sometimes,
down
yeah.
there? Because
Yeah,
they're more
it's-
connected to the culture.
There was some of that. Really, what I remember is staying over at friends' houses, and they were very much like latchkey kids, like just everything. Go do what go do what you're gonna do, as long as you like stay here. We're cool with it. And then sometimes like we would sneak drinks and like we ended up getting drunk with like my buddy my buddy's uncle,
Yeah, that's
and then
the usual.
my buddy's
Latin.
uncle, yeah, my buddy's uncle that was like 3 years older than him.
Yeah.
And
3 years older than him. Yes.
yeah. We'd be like, I don't know. And we get drunk, and then the parents would, it didn't matter if we did, because the parents would wake us up and make us do yard work if we were too drunk. Like if we got too fucked up, they'd be like,
You gotta
go work off
work
that,
it off.
go work
They
that
know.
hangover, making menudo and everything. It was great.
They know you gotta sweat it out.
Yeah, sweat it out and then come eat some menudo.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, I kind of grew up in that mentality of like, everybody's got a different story, and you never really know what other people are going through, and you kind of have to be sympathetic to that, because whatever every decision that people make is pretty much reactionary to some sort of some sort of something that they have going on in their life.
Yeah.
Even through art, the way that you attack creativity kind of stems from trauma, like we're talking about, like
Fucking trauma.
trauma and
resilience. You
the
gotta
nature
build
of
that
your environment.
resilience.
Yeah, resilience. Yep.
I actually have the honor of knowing so many people from so many walks of life that I guess I've paid attention to the nuances of the old question, is it nature or nurture, nature versus nurture? It's always being brought up, and paying attention to that, I now have people in my circle that grew up very, very privileged, like never had to worry about paying bills, never had to had actual like family vacations, like things like that. And they are actually having a very hard time coping with anxiety, depression, ADD, all the shit that Adderall is for,
Yeah.
Like I've never
Yeah.
I've never been diagnosed of anything because I've
Same.
never gone to no doctor. So it's like I'm seeing this other side, but the thing is I never felt that there was any kind of solution for my thought patterns or, you know, what I've ran across. Because, I didn't even want to do psychedelics till 2 years ago. And
Now
that
we're
was
talking.
because of the darkness,
Yeah.
all
now,
the
now we're
darkness.
getting into my shit.
Yeah, man, you got to unpack. You
Yeah.
got to be ready for
Reset.
that.
Yeah.
And the psychedelic side, I was always scared because I knew that I needed to work on myself and I needed to clean house, you could say, in
Yeah.
mine before I can even be open to receiving what I feel psychedelics are is nature, Mother Gaia's communication seed. It's like she doesn't speak, she like shows. Like, have a nice trip.
Yeah, exactly. And she'll definitely tell you if you've overdone it.
That's right.
If you've ever taken too many mushrooms. Yeah, that's a fun thing. I thought I was dead for 4 hours one time.
What?
And then I came out of it, I was like, oh, okay, good. I thought my buddy was like the Grim Reaper, like it was insane.
Oh.
But it wasn't just mushrooms, so
The thing is, with shroomies, you have to go into it 100%. Like, it needs to be scheduled. It needs to be like
set and setting.
yeah, and you have to like mentally even prepare for the trip if you're trying to dive deep. Otherwise, micro dosing is also really like comfy on the body, especially
For sure.
especially as a dancer. Oh my god, my body's always
Relaxes
sore.
you, dude. It relaxes those muscles. Oh, I can't even imagine. I have, I don't work out. I'm kind of out of shape, but yeah, I can't even imagine
Yeah.
the kind of pain that you guys experience. I've seen the
like
moves. It's
our
nuts.
body is our product.
Yeah.
So we have to be super careful about like our own self-care, stretching, hydrating, because it really can affect, your work output.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. But like weed also helps, so
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, big proponent for the natural stuff. All the other stuff can just kind of fuck off.
Totally.
Like
Yeah.
I don't need it. I don't need it in my life. But like, man, Colorado's where it's at, isn't it?
Man, Colorado. Everything looks like a damn postcard out there. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. Everybody from Texas moved to Colorado. They hate us.
Oh shit!
Don't
yeah.
They hate Texans. They really
I
do.
mean, I don't blame them. I really don't.
Tell 'em you're from Canada.
Us and our big ass fucking unnecessary trucks and like bumper stickers, people hanging on to their stupid Trump flags. Like, bro, are you not watching what I'm watching?
Yeah.
One of the main things I'm working on is giving people the benefit of the doubt more.
Okay.
And that's helped me a lot in how I express myself about politics, too.
Yeah. Oh, what? Nobody knows anything, and we're all just fucking floating around on this, grasping at straws on this spinning rock through the middle of a dying universe.
Around a
Hell
giant
yeah.
candle.
Constantly expanding universe. Yeah.
I wrote a song called Hot Stew Drama.
Okay.
Okay.
And it talks
Hum
about
a few bars.
Earth. How does it go? Let me pull it up. It's been a minute. But the lyrics is why I'm bringing it up.
Oh.
Not really. I'm completely out of practice
You
when
don't
it
have to sing lyrics.
Yeah, let me pull up the lyrics. But yeah, that's I wrote this song when I was. It was right before I was leaving for the military. I was still in high school. I was a junior in high school whenever I was able to enlist and go to boot camp between junior and senior year. And I wrote this song because of the my point of view when it comes to like the way politics run, because it's just kind of ridiculous, the world we live in. So yeah, Hot Stew Drama, because that's right. You brought up that we're in this like space and time and this bubble, this earth,
Yeah.
and our problems are so minute in the vastness of space. And so to me, this was a song that pushed my point of view to where like we're sitting on the moon just watching earthlings be earthlings.
Yeah.
Right? So
the gray area.
yeah. So it says, what if humans are just another life form? What if we are blowing it into a shitstorm? Hey, what you doing? What you got there? What is going on? Could it be that we're not what we thought?
Yeah.
There's really cute lines in there, but a lot of it is just thinking about the world through a really like
Hey,
space view.
what we live today ain't the same as yesterday. That's essentially the quote we gave you at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
And that's from the guy who started Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah. The guy that started Cirque du Soleil said that that first quote that we put in. So, and then we went into Time as a Flat Circle by Nietzsche randomly.
Bro, I didn't
and now
hear
we're
the
looped
first
back
one.
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first one is life is one of the one I read up front was life is full of adventure. There's no such thing as a clear pathway. But one of his other quotes is that we read before is we are each but a quarter note in a grand symphony. So I think that's kind of that.
Very true. Just a fly passing by.
That's it.
And that the key words is with honor and pride.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot fucking stand that people are dying for pride.
Right.
Like, that shouldn't be happening. And this is an old song I wrote. Like, this is my hippie days before I even joined the military. Like, I was pretty resistant to joining the military up until I just made the jump. I enlisted within a week, and then within another week, I was at boot camp already. Like, it was fucking fast. This was like rip the Band-Aid type thing.
Yeah. Oh my
So
God.
so what's on the horizon for you? What you got coming up in the next couple of months?
Well, we are coming into the holiday season, so we're going to be doing all kinds of really fun holiday characters, possibly doing we have like a giant inflatable bubble. We put humans inside.
Sweet.
And yeah, just continue with the team, getting the team all geared up for the holiday season and New Year's. We've got a lot of like really neat New Year's parties coming up.
I bet y'all are slammed for New Year's. That's going to be fun.
So far, we still have capacity, so hit us up, Daisy's One World. And yeah, like the key thing is we have so many people that we are able to like, have many things happening at once, and we have incredible leaders that are able to like handle everything. So I don't necessarily have to be in 3-5 places at once, which is lovely. I love you guys.
Yeah.
And
delegation.
They just got back too. The team just got back from Terra Nova, which is a festival that happened in Midway. It was their first year, and they did an amazing job. The girls had a lot of fun. The flow artists had a lot of fun. It was like the debut of A few new members, actually. Yeah. And then we also had Flexi Bexy and Sarah Slings doing aerials. So aerials is, I think they did mostly Lyra, but they're able to do all kinds of really cool aerials. And yeah,
That's
we
awesome.
just are getting geared up for all that. We almost did a parade, but call time for the Dallas Holiday Parade was 6:30 a.m. I was like, I don't know about that.
That's a little much.
For free? Like for free? I think not.
For free. It's exposure. You're like, no!
At 6:30 a.m.,
Yeah.
like I gotta take my daughter to school in the morning. Arrange all that.
Yeah.
I'm a grown-ass woman.
That's right. I got
Shit.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Can't be standing around at parades all day.
And I'm really well aware of like everybody's energetic level too. Like
Yeah.
I focus a lot of my energy on our core team. And to me, the health and the energetic level that they're at matters. And when somebody just gets back from a festival, I think the last thing they want to do is like jump into a early morning crazy thing. So, yeah.
Because it's all movement and energy, baby.
Yeah.
You got to keep that energy up and you got to keep things moving.
Hell yeah. And it goes right back to what I was saying before. I was a filter for engineers before. Now I'm a filter for dancers and fire performers and stilt walkers and robots. So yeah, not a whole lot has changed as far as like the things to look out for to keep somebody's plate clear so that they can do what their specialty is. And that's kind of why I'm here.
Do you think that your ability to control situations and your experience in controlling situations is what sort of scared you away from psychedelics, is the losing control part of it?
Oh, yeah, 100%. That was a big part of it. That's also why I've never been a drinker. I've been drunk twice in my life,
Wow.
and I didn't like it because if I feel numb and I can't necessarily like have control over my body and now I'm puking, that's a no for me. Like I don't have the kind of personality that's like addictive personality or like I want to muffle myself for my own body. No, I like things that make me feel closer to me. But since alcohol is a detacher, it's a muffler from yourself, I just really don't like that feeling. And the control part is something I'm working on, but I want to give up control to people I trust, give up control in an environment I trust. And that comes with knowing yourself and, having clear boundaries, not just with the outside world, but it starts with you inside. And that's reflected on your choices. And every time you betray yourself through your choices, it's another lesson learned.
I agree with that. I love that. I think that's our piece of advice for the audience too. Don't you think that wraps up wraps it up? Do you got anything? Do you have anything? Any other wisdom to partake on?
No, just love yourself. And when you love yourself, you will realize that you're an everlasting fountain of love, and that will seep out into your environment and, allow you to collaborate with an open heart.
I love that. Daisy, we've taken up too much of your time today.
Thank you.
You need to get back to work, girl.
Yeah, I got to go make that money.
That's right.
The way my daughter says is, go make your ching ching, mama.
Cha-ching.
She says ching ching. It's so funny. She's an avid like Roblox player.
Yep. My son, my 6-year-old, he's the same way. He's like ching ching. He does that. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Christmas is coming up.
Highly recommend. My girl now knows how to be a manager of a pizza place and stuff. She's like saving up her money. She's customizing her pets.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she's trading
with
and
Robux.
Figuring out if it's fair. Yeah, I'm like, okay. I'm not mad at this.
Yeah. You're just like me. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys, for listening to another episode of Great Unwashed, a podcast for the 99%. Good night, Argentina.
For more information on today's podcast and other Great Unwashed content, visit greatunwashedpodcast.com and follow Ian at Ian Mac Presents.